Hey y'all, my name is Max. I'm an instructor at Youth Code Jam, and today we're going to look at a very basic intro to a programming language called Python. We are going to be using an online development environment or code editor called Replit. You're free to use any Python editor that you have if you have one downloaded on your computer. But if you don't, Replit's a great place where you can go online and you don't have to download anything, but you do have to sign up for an account. So please make sure that you have the permission of an adult before you sign up for anything online. But once you do and you are logged into your Replit account, click on New REPL, and this will create a new project. We can choose our language. There's a lot of languages that you can choose on, but we're going to choose one called Python. And over here, you can name your REPL. So something like Intro to Python 1 will work fine. Go ahead and click on the button that says Create REPL. And this will create a new project for you. So over here on the left, we have some management tools. We have our files. Today we're just going to be typing in main.py to get some practice in. This is our file here in the middle. This is where we can type. And over here on the right, we have our console. This is where things will happen that we tell them to happen. So how do we get something to show up here over in the console? The first tool that we're going to learn today is called print, and we can just type out the word print, and then we have to put whatever we want to print inside of two parentheses, open and close parentheses. If we want to type words for Python to print out for us, we have to put them inside of some quotes. In Replit, when you type out like one parenthesis or one quote, it'll automatically type the ending quote or the ending parenthesis for you. So you only have to type it once. And then inside of here, let's type out hello world. Just to make sure everything's working okay. Sometimes this is what we do. And if we click on run, we can see in our console, it types out hello world, but just whatever's inside of the quotation marks. So this is called this type of data is called a string. And we can check out what type of data something is by wrapping it in another function that is type. So just like this, and we can check what type of data something is. So let's type in a number. 21 is a good number. And if we click run now, nothing will happen out on our console. You see we still print out line 1, hello world, but we don't get anything else because we haven't told this to print itself. So let's go ahead and do that. So we can type out print before here and then open parenthesis. And this time it didn't automatically type a close parenthesis. So you'll notice if something's not quite right, sometimes you'll have a little red underline. And we can type out the end parenthesis here. So now if we check it, it'll tell us that it has a class of int, which stands for integer. Integers are whole numbers. So what would happen if we added a decimal and then added some numbers after the decimal? So here we get a new type of data called a float. This is going to be any non-whole number. Okay, let's check another type of data called a Boolean. So there's a couple words we can type here that are Booleans. So one is true, and unlike the words that we put inside of our quotation mark, the Python, the computer, actually understands this word, but it will only understand it if it has a capital T. So make sure you type it with a capital T, then click run, and you'll see that we get back a class of bool, which stands for Boolean. The other Boolean that you can use is false. And if we run this, we'll see that that's also a Boolean value. So next, let's look at printing out on more than one line at a time. So again, we can print something out, and if you skip a line, it doesn't matter. The computer will just go on to the next line. So we have our print function, and this time I'm going to press enter or return with my cursor in between the two parentheses, and this will create a new line. And right here, what I'm going to do is type out 3 single quotes. And since it will create a beginning and an ending quote, you may have to delete a 4th quote, but we need just 3 single quotes for this. So this will allow us to print things on more than one line, and we can see that if I type in go, press enter, Spurs, enter, and then go. And if we run this, we can see that over here on the console, we have each line printing out on a new line. And this is pretty cool. So now that we practiced some of the basics, what I want you to do is make a multi-line print statement just like this one on lines 4 through 10. But I want you to create some art using the characters on your keyboard. So I have made some art, and if we don't put this in double quotes or in the triple single quotes, it's not a string, so the computer will try to figure this out. That's why I'm getting this red line. So don't forget to put your triple single quotes here, and the ending triple single quotes. And now the computer knows that it's not supposed to understand this information, and it's supposed to just spit it back out. So if we run this, you can see that there's some art printed out in our console. So your challenge is to make some art with the characters on your keyboard, and I'd love to see what you can create.